All right, thanks for joining me today. We're going to talk about grading the Tampa Bay Lightning during the pause. Now, before we get started, I just want to ask you to please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out, which will be about, by the way, the San Jose Sharks. Now, I've been grading all 31 NHL teams. The last one I did was the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I'll put up links to those other clubs somewhere up here throughout the rest of this video so you can check those out as well. Now, the Lightning, a well-coached team that is an offensive juggernaut. That's it. Thanks for watching. Now, this should be a very pissed off club, shouldn't it? After losing 4 straight in the first round of the playoffs to the Columbus Blue Jackets, who played a really good series, by the way. But watching Tampa was almost watching a whole team having an anxiety attack all at once. I don't know what it was. It felt weird. It was hard to watch. And you would think coming into this season, they'd be pretty, angry. Maybe, right? Not really, because the first couple of months, they barely treaded water. Water. That's what I meant to say. Now, they were just a league killer from about November until late February, in which they took a bit of a dive there because maybe they lost a few guys to injuries, some key players, Hedman, Stamkos, and Ruta. So, but let's talk about some of their statistics here. They're third in the league in wins. They're tied for third in points. They're first in goals for, 10th in goals against. Their power play is the 5th best in the league. Their penalty kill is only 14th. And Vasilevsky has the most goalie wins with 35, although save percentage isn't as sparkling as it usually is. Now, let's talk about the standings. Now, they lost their last game of the before the COVID-19 took over. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10. They have 92 points right now, 11 ahead of the Maple Leafs, but still 8 back of the Boston Bruins, who had an amazing start while Tampa was asleep in October and most of November. Now, let's talk about the goaltending. Vasilevsky, in 52 games this year, has only had a .917 save percentage, which is good. Even one might say, no, pretty good's too much. It was just good. As compared to at least the last couple of seasons where he had a .925 and .920 save percentage. Do you know he had an .856 save percentage in 4 games against Columbus in the playoffs? Yikes. Yep. That kind of just paints you a picture. But they went out and sort of exchanged Louis Dominique as their backup for Curtis McElhinney. What just happened there? I think there was a seizure or something. Now, McElhinney is hitting a bit of a rut in his career at this point, too, because the last 5 years he's been doing really well, especially last season in the playoffs for Carolina. He had a .930 save percentage in 5 games. Wow. That's all I can say about that. But, they score a lot of goals, right? So they can make up for it. Now, their defense, they went out and signed free agent Zach Bogosian about a few weeks before the pause came. And on any good team, he's like a 7th defenseman, right? But Tampa is kind of weak on the right side. That might be their only weakness as a team. And so he's playing, bottom pairing minutes, but he also, plays top minutes on the penalty kill, which he's not bad at, which kind of explains why he's been a minus for most of his career. However, he was like a 0 in 19 games for Buffalo. A 0. I'm smiling when I say that. Yeah, and he's a 0 so far here in Tampa. Obviously, he only has not much, if any, points. 2 points in 8 games. So what, right? And the rest of the defense, there's 3 guys who put up points, and that's Sergachev and Shattenkirk, who put up about 34 points each so far this season. And then there's Hedman, of course, who has got around 55 points or so. The other guys are just big, mean, and will put your head into the boards. Basically, that sums it up, really. Now, let's move on to the offense and some of the trades that they made. They went out and they picked up Blake Coleman from the New Jersey Devils to add a little grit, sandpaper, and goals, especially in the playoff time. That sounds like a good player to have. But he hasn't been doing too well. I mean, it's maybe too little of a measuring stick, but he's played 9 games with 1 point. He has less points than Zach Bogosian does for them. I find that hilarious. He's a +2 though. Whatever. I mean, when Stamkos comes back, he should be pushed back down to that third line winger spot, which should theoretically, add some sparkle to that third line. Where I would think he would play on the left side. I think Verhaeghe has been playing there lately. But then they went out and got Barclay Goodrow for a first-round draft pick. Why? Why did you do that? Now, Goodrow is a third-line winger at best. Fourth line, really, on the Tampa Bay Lightning. But they got him because of his penalty kill prowess, right? Well, that's not working out too much because usually the guy who takes the penalty is him. So he's not on the ice to kill it. That's a problem. And of course, he hasn't been putting up any points either. Again, it's only an 8-game window, and he's got 2 assists, more than Blake Coleman. I'm sorry. I just couldn't help. I couldn't help it. He is also a 0. So, being a penalty killer, I'm not sure if John Cooper likes him too much. We'll see as the season continues whether that changes or not. Now, the rest of the offense it's like the Maple Leafs. It's just one murderous row after the other. If the first line gets you, the third will, or the second. And even the fourth line, it's just, they're big and they're mean. They went out and picked up Pat Maroon. He's like a a big truck. Why did it take me so long to think about that? Coming down that wing, and I would think having someone big and mean and who's not afraid of taking on someone like Chara will help them in the playoffs. I gotta give this team, if I were to grade them, a B+. Usually I might give them an A or something, but they haven't had, the beginning of the season was really slow. And the last little season was a little, the last 3 weeks for them wasn't great, the last month or so. And yes, Stamkos got hurt, their captain. So that's going to hinder you a bit. And of course, Hedman and Ruta have been hurt as well on defense. But with a team so stacked as this, you think they wouldn't have run into such a rut in the last 10 games or so. In any case, I'd love to hear what you think this team should be graded down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And please, stay healthy out there. And if you can, stay inside. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.